go. Okay, we are recording. This is March. What's today, Mom? March
the 4th, I think.
I think it's more like the 10th. And it's a Sunday afternoon. This is Sunday afternoons with Mom. This is something new and different that we're doing that Mom and I planned. It's for the sake of our family, and it's to get a historical perspective on my mother's life, her family's life from the very beginning. We know so much about my father, and that's so well documented and things. And we have this family Bible right here. That's, how old is this, Mom?
Well, let's see.
Just about.
It's about 140 years old.
About 140 years old. Family.
It's older than that.
It's an actual Bible that's 140 years old. One of the original versions, King James. I don't know.
Yeah, it's King James, but it also has the additional part to it that a lot of Bibles don't have.
Which is, what does that mean?
I can't think of the name of it.
The original part, like I think I got it on the tip of my tongue.
Can we start over?
No, we can't start over. If you can tell, this is a work in progress. Okay? So we'll come back to that later.
I want to say the Pentateuch, but that's not right. It has the Pentateuch, of course, but the
Beatitudes. No.
It won't come to me.
Okay, well, it will at some point.
I'll add it.
And you just jump in and
Okay.
interrupt everything. Okay. So what we're doing right now is we're starting from the beginning. And so, Mom, I'm going to start with a very basic question.
Was I born?
Where are you born? Well, we've got proof of that. Okay, yes, you were born. You were born of Miss Pauline.
Pauline, and my mother.
Her full name. Yeah.
Her full name was Pauline Louisa Holmes.
Okay.
And then my
That's
father.
what was on her birth certificate?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And my father's name was Fred Heiner Faust.
Fred Faust.
Yes. And
What are their origins? What are their family histories?
their families. I don't know exactly when they migrated to this country.
From?
Well, the Faust came from Germany.
Okay.
And the Holmes came from England and Ireland. I believe it was mostly England, but there was some Irish residents in there too, I believe. But
On the home side of the family.
on the home side.
The Faust family was 100% German? As far as you know?
As far as I know, but I don't know really that much because I know my grandfather's name was Walter Faust, but his wife was somebody with a more of an Anglo-Saxon name, not such a German name.
Okay.
Not such Sax, but of course
So
that's
we may
where
not
the
really
Saxon
know.
comes from.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to do a little research.
No,
on that.
no, you don't. The bottom line is that there was even back then, I mean, give me an idea on years. What years would that have been? That your great-grandparents, for instance, German and European, I mean, are we talking 1800s? Are we talking 1700s? Just a ballpark.
My parents were born in the early 1900s.
Okay.
And then their parents were born in the latter.
And you were born, just to clarify, you were born in 1936. 1935. Mm-hmm. We talked about that. And Dad was born in 1932. Mm-hmm. So for your parents and his parents, early 1900s.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And I could look that date up.
No, we don't need that.
And their parents, my mother's family, were born in the 1880s, and so were maybe 1870s.
1870s. So mid 1800s. Okay, let's just go with that.
The latter.
And so recently, and I'm trying to put this in perspective. Recently, there have been TV shows, series that I have fallen in love with, like Yellowstone, and 1923 is the and then 1883, and it's about these families that came in and migrated to the west, basically, up into Montana. It's just a fascinating story. How was your family affected by that? And were they involved in that? I mean, did they?
Well, both of my family and Moody's family migrated originally from North Carolina.
Really?
Let me go back. I've done a little genealogy. And I just said that wrong because they started out in North Carolina and went down to Georgia.
Georgia?
Uh-huh.
Lily, your granddaughter, lives in Georgia with Buckley and their girls. Okay, keep.
And then later, I mean, quite a few years later, they migrated from Georgia to Texas.
And what brought them to Texas?
Well, at the time, that was after, and both families pretty much migrated after the Civil War. Mm. And all over, I mean, Texas was just a new territory then. It had been admitted to the Union on March 2nd. I've forgotten the year, but
1860.
Can this be a dress rehearsal?
No. We're rolling. I love where we're going.
Freshen up my facts.
No.
But it was after the Civil War, and all over the South there were signs that said GTT.
So this had okay, remind me. I'm not a history guy, right? You are. The Civil War was 1865.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're talking 1870 to
1880s.
1880s. Your family went from Georgia from the Civil War to Texas. Okay. What brought people from the South, I guess, east, if we're talking Georgia and...
I think it was economic conditions, and they were searching for a better lifestyle. Texas at that time was a new state, and there were a lot of opportunities here, and it was being highly touted across the other parts of the nation, especially in the southern states. And but there were immigrants. Of course, Stephen F. Austin started his colony. He was from Missouri, I believe, or Kansas, one of the two, the Midwest, and not from the southeastern area like the Georgia immigrants. People came from lots of different places.
Yeah.
And not from the West because they were migrating west.
Going there.
Some were even already beginning to go to California, and but that didn't happen in a great migration until around the 1930s, the Dust Bowl era.
The Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
When I think of Dust Bowl, I think of Oklahoma, though.
Oklahoma and Kansas really had it
Okay.
tough, but so did, and Moody and I both were born in Amarillo.
Wait, y'all were both born in Amarillo? I never knew that.
Yeah, we were both born in Amarillo, and Moody's family stayed there for I think he was, he graduated from high school in Amarillo.
Of course, Sandy.
Yeah. And
he was a star, wasn't he? Wasn't Dad a star football player? Amarillo
yes,
Sandy?
he was one of the stars.
Yeah.
He made a touch. He was he made the first touchdown in the new stadium. They had a new stadium, and so that was a pretty big.
That's a big deal.
He talked a lot about his youth and the past, but he never touted that. I was surprised when I was looking through his scrapbook to see that he had made the first touchdown in the new stadium.
Yeah.
And
that's a big deal. I remember when I was in high school, and this is not about me at all, but I had the last interception in you don't even remember this, but I had the last interception as a sophomore in Old Highlander Stadium.
In the Old Highlander.
Old Highlander Stadium. Manning Shannon, my dear friend that's passed away, that I could talk days and days about, had the last touchdown as a sophomore. And we were on the same team, and I had an interception. He had a touchdown.
Oh, that was
Nobody knows that, but anyway.
That's good to know.
No, it's stupid information. But what I really respect is Dad's, and Dad went on, and we can just touch base on this real quick. Is he went from high school, fame to a certain degree, into college, and he was a running back for the Texas Tech Red Raiders. And how did y'all meet?
We met through the Colsons. You know the Colsons.
Well, tell me again. I know who they are. Yeah.
Moody's lab partner in dental school was Billy Don Colson.
Yep.
And Billy Don and his wife Sarah were from Wichita Falls, and I'd known them forever. I'd known Billy Don longer than I knew Sarah.
Okay, so I'm gonna back up for just a second, because you talked about Wichita Falls. So, where you went from Amarillo, being born in Amarillo, to Wichita Falls. What was that journey? I mean,
that was when my father, Fred Faust, was an alcoholic, and he was not abusive to her, but he was abusive to his surroundings, and
What does that mean? Like he got fights with different people?
No, I guess he got so mad, his temper. I guess he had a bad temper. And
when he drank?
Yeah, when he drank. And he tore up the furniture.
At the house?
At the house. And he
in like a fit of rage of just
I guess
expressing the temper?
Okay. I guess so. I don't, I don't know further.
Did it ever harm you?
No.
And how did you witness it?
Well, I was 9 months old when.
Oh, you were 9 months.
When
so
Mother left.
You have no memory of that.
She just told me that he tore up my baby chair, my high chair, and Pauline, your mom, told you that. You don't remember it though. No, I don't remember anything.
See, I've never heard of this. Okay, good.
So it was just a matter. Mother felt really bad about it. She felt stigmatized for being a divorced woman.
Well, back then,
there weren't too many, but there were a lot more than we think of. But yeah, it was women at that time didn't have careers, and they didn't have.
And we're talking late 30s, 1940s.
Yeah, late 30s and the early 40s. Then during the war, the Second World War, the men mostly went to war, and the women went to work because it was a necessity.
Yeah.
And you've seen those signs about Rosie the Riveter.
Sure.
And there were all kinds of, there were a lot of social, cultural changes during that time. And
so what did your mother? I'm sorry to interrupt. What did your mother do? What did Mo do to? Well, first of all, wait. Let me back up for a second. To be clear, so was she remarried during that time?
Oh, yeah, she came. Yes, she came to Wichita. She got, I'm sure, on.
She left Fred Faust with you in tow.
Yes.
As a 9-month-old little girl. And then what happened?
I think she rode the train too, which was kind of interesting. They had train travel much more in those days than they do today. You would have assumed she would have gotten on the bus. She didn't have a car. She didn't have any independence at all. And
did she? I mean, clothes for you and her, and everything just packed in a small suitcase, or what?
She probably didn't have much in the way of clothing for either one of us.
Belongings.
But whatever the belongings were, she packed them. Yeah.
And
she packed them and left. I don't know if he was even there at the time.
You think she just jumped up and left with you in a bag and never talked to him, or?
No, I don't know that that's the way it happened. He may have taken her to the train station.
Oh, really?
I don't know. I never thought to ask that. And but anyway, her sister, Aunt Mutt, lived in.
I remember.
Yeah, she lived in Uncle Kenny, and they lived in Wichita Falls, and so did her other sister, I believe. One of her other sisters. Mother had 11 sisters.
Tell me about that real quick.
Well,
her family. How many siblings? Yeah.
Yeah, they were a farming family.
Okay.
And my grandfather needed some boys.
Where were they farming, though?
Out of Childress.
Childress?
Texas.
Okay. Which is close to Wichita Falls. It's in northern Texas,
100
right?
miles approximately from Wichita Falls.
Okay.
And
so they were a farming family.
They were a farming family, yes.
That they grew what? Cotton.
Cotton.
And what else? Corn.
Well, they grew some vegetables too. I think I've had the impression that my grandmother had a vegetable garden, and that was kind of common for farming families. They'd farm the big crop on all the acres, and with the tractor and all the equipment, but the vegetables they grew that wasn't their source of income, it was their source of nourishment.
And vegetables being tomatoes and watermelon,
turnips.
Lettuce, turnips.
And
basic vegetables.
Beans.
Okay. But then they would also have cornfields. Would they have cornfields where they would?
I don't know if they had any cornfields. A lot. The farming families up in Ohio and Iowa and states up there had a lot of corn. It may be that
we're talking
and soil wasn't perfect for corn.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that in northern Texas, very dry as you get up into the Oklahoma area, and it's probably really hard. I don't know this, I'm just guessing, but it's probably really hard to maintain crops. I mean, you depend a lot on rain. And
yes.
If
sure.
you have a drought, I mean, everything.
You know, that's what the Dust Bowl was all about.
That's right.
The farms going away.
Yeah.
The one thing about it is the farmers, it's interesting. Franklin Roosevelt became president in 1936, but it might have been 1932. And his administration made it a point to teach the farmers how to farm in lots of ways, and they had a lot of help for farmers too. But the farmers were making holes in the soil and putting seeds in, like you would do.
Yeah.
But there was a better way to plant, and I think I've already said it wrong what was happening, but the Roosevelt administration tried to help with the techniques of farming, and it was really, I think, and I might be wrong.
So they had this branch of government that were agricultural experts that tried to teach people how to farm? Is that what you're saying?
I think that's when it started. I don't know that they already had the branch of government that was, they hadn't developed that far, but they were starting there. This was in 1932, maybe 34.
Okay.
So during the Big Depression, the farmers, because the weather was dry, and we had the Dust Bowl and all of that, and the farming families nearly starved to death. They could not. They ate. Mother talked about how they ate so many beans. And beans are really good for us. We all should eat a lot more beans.
I know, but
they survived on beans.
That was their protein source, wasn't it? Yeah.
It was, and so.
Okay, so Mom,
getting off track.
No, this is awesome. So, we are up to what year right now? Because I want to take a pause.
Okay.
So we're up to 19.
Well, in the later night. I was born in 1935.
Right.
And they married. Mother and Fred married in I think they married in 1932.
And we've talked about the migration of, you and your mother to.
My mother's family. Were
they all in? Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They started out in the Glen Rose area.
Oh.
As did my father's family, the Faust.
Oh, come on.
When they were both very young, and both families, they had a migration evidently from that area to the Childress area.
And that's where their family, all of your aunts, how many aunts and uncles did you have?
One uncle.
One uncle and
he was
11
the 13th
aunts.
Child.
He was the last one? So, did they keep having kids hoping to have a boy?
Well,
they just...
farmers needed sons.
I know, to run the farm.
They really needed sons. My mother said she kind of turned into a son.
Oh, no. Mo, let me... I remember Mo as being the toughest toughest, most ornery,
Feisty.
Yeah, ornery's not the best term. Feisty's a better term. I remember her, but so much fun. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just interject a quick story.
Excuse me.
It's all right. We, in the summers, we would go to Wichita Falls and hang out for a week with Mo and Pop-Pop. Pop-Pop would take us to that huge swimming pool. I can't remember the name of it. Westmoreland. And we would just hang out there for the day.
And he also took you to Funland.
And Funland, where we had the
rides
and just everything. And it was the best time ever to go to Wichita Falls in the summer for a week. And one day, I don't know if you remember this, I bet you don't. One day we're driving around and Mo's driving. And all three of us are in the back seat. Gigi, Wick, and I. We're in the back seat. And we're driving, I don't know where we're going, doesn't matter. We're driving down the street and I say, Mo, what's that over there? That looks like a fun place. Is that a conference center? What is that? And just totally, she goes, yeah, that's where they drink beer and raise hell and kick up their heels. And I was like, she said the word hell.
She said hell.
I'm like, holy mackerel. And then right after that, we were laughing so hard, I grabbed her hair. And I said, Mo, that was so fun. Her hair came off. It was a wig. And she laughed hysterically. She was trying to cover up while she's driving.
Oh,
and I'm like, oh
scary.
my God. And I'm holding this wig, and I'm looking at Gigi and Wick going, what in the heck? And it was the funniest thing ever. But no, that's just a testament to your mother.
And then when Wick got a little older, he was like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
He loved to get her wig and hide it or wear it.
Seriously?
Yeah. He was always teasing her with her wig. He'd come in there.
Oh my gosh, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah.
That's so funny. Okay, so we've kind of come up to, we're going to take a pause real quick. And we've come up to about if you're 9 and you were born in, so we're like early 1940s.
I was 9 months.
9 months, I'm sorry, yeah, 9 months. But, so we're early 1940s, late 1930s when y'all are in Childress by then. And you're with all of the, what I want to...
In Childress? In Amarillo. Well, I don't know about when. We went from...
I'm just trying to get a timeline, so yeah.
Yeah, when I was 9 months old, which would have probably been 1936, still in the Big Depression.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Then Mother left Fred and took me to Wichita Falls, and we went from there to Wichita Falls.
And were all of your siblings there? All your aunts and your one uncle?
No.
Where were they? Were they?
Well, half
all
of
over
them
the place?
were still on the farm out of Childress.
Ah.
That's where her parents.
And they were working that farm like crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
did you ever work the farm?
Oh no, I didn't know a lot. Well, it seems like when I was real little, I may have a memory of them, but I wasn't on the farm very much. We went to see my
Give me an idea. How many acres? Do you have any idea? Yeah.
One thing about it that was ideal was they were a big canyon went through their property, the back part of their property, and that canyon was huge. It had trees and all, and it had a swimming hole in it, and
That
a
was
little
beautiful.
river. It was really.
It sounds like something out of a movie, like Lonesome
Yeah,
Dove.
it was. It was kind of like that, and they had. I still wonder what this plant was. It was a kind of a bush or a very small tree, and they called it a polecat tree.
Okay.
And it had berries.
A polecat, let's define. What I think of a polecat is like a mountain lion. Or, what is a polecat to you?
A skunk.
Oh, skunk. Polecat is a skunk. Okay.
I'm not sure though. Maybe I've just always been.
No, you could be totally right. It could be a skunk. Polecat. I don't know. We'll have to look that up.
Yeah,
we'll come back to that later. Okay.
Anyway, it produced berries that were just great to eat. They were real sour, and the mother and her sisters would salt the berries. They'd take salt and go pick.
Okay, so try to describe what were they, like a blueberry, a strawberry?
They were kind of a white berry.
A white little
white. Yeah, about the size of a blueberry.
A blueberry, but they're white.
A little white. And they were on little trees. Like see, blueberries are sort of bushes, like.
Yeah.
And these were on little. As I remember them now, I could, remembering from a child's perspective.
Oh, yeah.
You remember all the people being 7 or 8 feet tall.
And the rooms being huge.
Huge.
And, yeah. Right.
But I remember them looking like little small dwarf mesquite trees.
Okay.
I don't know though that that's what they look like at all. And but that was I really loved those polecat berries. The salt. They were so good.
Berries with salt.
Uh-huh.
We need to look that up. We need to find some of those.
They're little salt.
We need to call.
I think at one time I did try to look up polecat berries and I didn't find them because I already knew pretty much for sure that wasn't the official name.
Yeah. Do you think that was a nickname for a very common berry that we may be eating today?
Yes, that's what I was thinking it might be. But as I remember what it looked like, I don't associate any berry I know with it, except the acacia berry. I'm not sure I'm pronouncing that right.
Acacia?
ACAI. And it's
that sounds
it hadn't always. It's kind of an exotic berry that you can sometimes see in the grocery store now, but not that much. Well,
it sounds familiar. Yeah, I don't.
It makes a juice. There's a acacia juice too.
Okay, so Mom, I'm going to wrap this up.
Okay. It's gone off the rails a long time ago.
No, this is so perfect. You've wanted me to start and restart, and I'm like, no. This has been exactly what I wanted to do. So we're going to wrap this up, and I just hope and pray that we've recorded this like I wanted to.
And as we wrap it up, and we probably won't come back and talk, I just want to stress the importance of that boy to that family.
And his name? His
name was Thomas Holmes Jr. George Thomas Holmes Jr.
That is your brother?
No,
uncle. Your uncle. Yeah. Mo's brother, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he was a really nice. He came to Wichita Falls to live with us for a while. Several years.
Okay, before we end, this is a perfect ending. You had 11 aunts and one uncle. From your mother, to put this in historical perspective, from your mother, Pauline, Louisa Holmes. And she divorced her first husband, your father, Fred Faust. Married John Penn. We haven't even talked about Pop
I
yet.
know, and he's
That's okay. That's going to be segment 2.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because that's
he
a
deserves
whole.
a segment.
Holy mackerel! Does he deserve a whole thing for his own? But anyway, but going back to your uncle, that's really important. Let's end on that. So your parents tried 11, 12 times, and finally, your grandparents, I'm sorry, and finally had that boy.
Yes.
And this might be a sensitive subject, but we can go there. Was that their sole reason for procreation, was to have a son? Did they keep, doing what they did?
Being sexually active? Is that what you're saying?
I wasn't going to say that, but you heard it from Lovey. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Were they continuing to try to have more and more babies just to have a son?
I don't know. Of course, that's pretty personal.
Was it okay?
But they were not very old.
I know, but let me put it another way. Was it normal at the time for families to have that many children? I mean, did you know families with 12 and 13 kids?
Farm families may have had larger families than city families because they needed the help with the farm.
So they would have more children just so they could maintain their lifestyle and their work.
Maybe.
On the farm.
I don't know.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. I just don't know that it's actually.
Well, okay. I
true
guess
that
where I'm
is.
going with that is.
Also, it was the days. I mean, in those days, there wasn't a lot of birth control available.
Nothing.
I don't think so.
There was no birth control other than abstaining, right? I mean, yeah. That's not where I was expecting this conversation to go, but.
Went there pretty fast, didn't it?
Yeah, it sure did. Okay. But, because in China, for instance, by law, they can't have more than 1 or 2 children, right?
Yeah.
Back then, it was unregulated. You had no birth control, period. And so if you needed to run your business, you needed help, and it was through the birth of children. And they grew up, and your sisters, or your aunts grew up as boys in many ways in terms of hard work and toughness and just working hard.
Well, they were still very much girls. In
what way? So yeah.
They weren't satisfactory boys as far as contributing to the work and stuff. They couldn't do what sons could do.
Like strength wise, physically, and carrying.
But of course,
stuff.
they didn't have to, carrying, and this was by that time, farming families had tractors and mechanized machinery, not as much as they have today, but it wasn't like you see pictures of very early farming communities where and there was even a saying that at the end of let's see, how did that happen? At the end of slavery, the government's trying to, I believe I may be saying this wrong, but they would give each man a something and a mule.
Yeah. A plow.
A plow. A plow and a mule.
A plow and a mule, so they could at least farm
Yeah. To
their country or their acreage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm not real up on all of that.
No, I think that's.
But anyway, the farming, mechanized equipment made a big difference, and it was just coming in, or had just come in, sort of in the early 1900s.
Okay, so I want to end with this for right now.
Okay.
Because I want to go back to something that felt like was really important to you, that we really just touched on, and I want to go into a little bit more detail on it. Your uncle. His name was what again?
His name was, he went by Junior. I mean, it was just Junior.
Because he was named after his dad?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was a junior. And so instead of going by, my grandfather's name was George Thomas Holmes, but he went by Bud Holmes. And my mother said that, and their little community was closer to Fort Worth. They're at, I can't think of the name of it now.
A church in Fort Worth? Is that what you're saying?
Well, their community was Biloxi. It's just gone to nothing now.
Well, no, Biloxi is known for the Dinosaur Valley. Biloxi County, outside of Glen Rose.
And Biloxi River.
And the Biloxi River is where all the dinosaur tracks are. Yeah.
And Glen Rose was their big city.
Yeah.
But Biloxi was their little town. They went to like on Saturdays when they went to town. Always went to town on Saturdays, and so I forgot what I was going to say about.
Well, my question was about your uncle, and I asked his full name. And,
his full name.
And why was he so important to the family? Is how
first
I want
of
to
all,
end this.
because he was probably would be the. I mean, that was just. I mean, that was a social thing, an aspect of society.
He was the heir.
He
of
was
the
the
family.
heir. The son.
Yeah.
And also, sons can help with a farm a little better than daughters.
Sure. Well, not only physically, but maybe back then it was also a management thing and just being the boss.
Yeah. And being, but poor, bless his heart, he was a really sweet young man, and he was very handsome.
And you remember him?
Yeah, he came to Wichita Falls, and I don't know, something happened to the schools in Biloxi, but or something, but he came. Maybe they only went through the 7th grade. Back then, real small communities.
Sure.
The school, and his school might have been that way. But anyway, he came and lived with us for a year, or maybe 2. And he was, it was, we were a little more crowded, but he was a very...
Well, crowded being 13 people, right? I mean...
No, we didn't have 13 people. That was Mother's family.
I'm talking about your mom.
Yeah, you're getting that.
Sorry, okay, all right.
So he was used to crowds, and
Yeah.
all women crowds.
Oh my God.
Poor guy, and but he was a real fine person, and he married a really nice woman, young woman, and all. But he died early, or very. they didn't have children yet, and his pickup, it was a pickup accident. His pickup and a river, I think a flooded river was involved. It was, a weird kind of thing. But, and so that was too bad because he was a fine person.
Okay, so good. Mom, this has been a great session.
Yes.
Is there anything else that you want to add before we pause?
In that era that was happening?
Well, yeah, that era. Okay, so going back to the timeline. So about that, where are we? 1945, 1950?
Well, no, this was, let's see.
Where are we now?
Mother married in 1932, I believe.
John Penn.
No, Fred Faust.
Oh, Fred Faust. Okay.
And then that didn't work out at all, and so she was single for quite a while, and met my dad.
And you call Dad John Penn.
I called John Penn Dad. Mm-hmm.
That's who you refer to as Dad.
He's really the one that.
Not Fred Faust. Yeah.
No, I really didn't. I didn't even. There was a time. Evidently, I think at one time they tried to go back together. I'm not
really?
Sure. I'm sorry.
Some more?
Yeah.
So really, so.
And they lived in California. They went to
Another
time.
What part of California?
L.A.
I'll be darned.
And because we have pictures of us, and I was at that time like 1.5 or 2, little
Wait,
kid.
Of you and Mo and Fred Faust? Oh, so you weren't just 9 months and y'all up and left. Y'all kind of went back and forth.
Well, I'm
trying to get back together.
We didn't go back and forth twice.
Okay, so. But there was a brief time that maybe y'all.
Evidently, I don't remember it, and I don't remember Mother talking about it exactly. But I do remember the pictures, and I vaguely kind of remember a reference to it.
That's so interesting. I've never heard
but
that.
But it didn't work out, and I'm sure, because of his drinking.
Yeah.
And so then Mother moved back to, I guess she had already, I don't know, right in there, but moving back and forth. People were very mobile in those days. It's kind of like Moody's family too. They were moving back and forth from Amarillo to Lubbock, back to Ohio.
To Ohio, yeah.
It was the war years, and this though was pre-war years, and it was. But I have a couple of pictures that has kind of kept my memory. Kept that, or I might not even remember it.
Well, from the pictures, that always sparks memories. Okay, well, so we're gonna stop now.
Okay, I'll try to be more concise.
Hey, listen, this has been perfect. You have been absolutely perfect. I just hope and pray that phone over there, which is still on, recorded everything that we just said. Otherwise, we're gonna have to do it all over again.
Well, that might not be too bad because we can consider this a practice session.
Well, this was a lot. I told you at the very beginning that we're just going to do a 2 or 3 minute trial run, and it turned into an hour or hour and a half. But I couldn't let it stop. Was so. I've never heard. I mean, most of all of that you shared with me, with us, is news, and
really?
I mean the family is gonna absolutely Oh, especially the grandkids. They're gonna love this. They're gonna just. So thanks.
Well, thank
And
you for being interested.
Oh yeah, and so I'm gonna put everything back together. And next time we'll do a different setting. I don't know. I'll let you choose if it's a pretty day. We'll go to the park.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Or we'll go. You've got a swimming pool around here somewhere. We'll go to sit poolside or do whatever. I don't know. I see this going a million different ways. I think we could also involve some of the kids. I mean, we could involve others, and they could drop in here, and they could ask, because I've solicited them and asked them to, suggest questions and share memories and stuff to share with you. And so we'll see where it goes.
Yeah, that'd be fun. It would be fun to do it in different places in Dallas as if we are touring Dallas.
Oh.
We could go do it down at the park downtown, Clyde Warren Park.
I love it.
We could do it on the west side of Dallas over in Travis.
Do you have memories of those type of areas? I mean, that's what would really make it special is if we hung out and had a little interview like this in an area that meant something to you historically, like, because I remember you working in Dallas as in downtown
as a geophysicist assistant for Magnolia.
No, I knew it was Magnolia, but a geophysicist assistant?
That was my department, the geophysical department. And
okay, that sounds like way above my pay grade. What is a geophysicist?
It's specialized. They recruited me from college because of they were recruiting.
Okay, wait. Okay, we're gonna stop right there.
Okay.
Because you mentioned college, and we haven't talked about that yet. We haven't really talked about how you met Dad, other than the Colsons, which I think is really special. So we've got a lot more to. We've kind of carried it into before Dad's.
A lot of references to different.
Well,
eras.
and it's about your history, and that's exactly what I wanted to know. Is your family and your history and stuff. And so the next segment that we're going to get into is going to be about, okay, now I'm a teenager, I'm in high school, then I'm in college, and then I meet your dad, and that's going to be however many segments that's going to be, and so
this could last. It's past my lifetime.
And that's the whole objective. I mentioned to you earlier about the space journey that I just recently found on HBO, and it was just aired in the 1990s. I mean, that's 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was directed by Tom Hanks and Ron Howard, and how fascinating it's become. And it's a 12-part series. This could be the Freddie Alexander 12-part HBO series.
I'm sure it will be.
Let's do it.
We need to start thinking about who's going to play my part.
Well, no, you're playing your part. All right, so, Mom, that's a wrap for today.
Okay, that's good.
This is Sunday Afternoons with Mom. Guys, thanks for watching, and we look forward to next week, and we're going to talk about a lot more stuff. Say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God, I hope we recorded that so bad.